Hello. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Role Playing Guys. This is Spencer hopping in here for another quick intro. For those who are new to the show, this is a great place to start as we do a new game system every season. For everyone else who is coming back, welcome back. It is great to have you with us. This is episode 1 of season 5, a Warhammer 40k campaign set in the game system of Wrath and Glory. Thank you so much to our patrons over on Patreon. Brad, Jules, and Steven, you are the hard drive to our system. Without you, there would be a ton of random access statements, but not a ton of memory. If you are interested in supporting us, find us on Patreon and donate. Not only will you get a shout out every single episode, you'll also get some access to awesome stuff like PDFs of our homebrew content that Tyler makes. For those who are fans of the show, but are not yet patrons, please consider recommending us to your friends. This is typically the season of giving, so give them the gift of a rad show with funny people who take on the burden of testing out different game systems so you don't have to. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot else to say. This is just too exciting to get into the season and actually get playing, so let's get to the episode.
All right, guys, here we go. The start of a new season. We are pumped. Welcome to the Role Playing Guys. I, Tyler, am your game master today and for the next couple of weeks. And we are going to be playing the game Wrath and Glory. I forced everybody in the crew to play a Warhammer 40k game because I love it. The lore is great. The universe is really well developed. The game is pretty good too. So we're going to play it and we hope you love it. So today we've got a new member of the crew. So we got Mr. Nicholas Totten with us.
Hello.
As always. We got Spencer with us. And you're going to remember his voice from season 1 playing Brooks.
Hello.
The iconic
It's
Brooks.
one of the many voices I used for Brooks.
Oh yeah, it switched up a little bit.
He had like 7.
We have Mr. Danny Phipps, the one and only. We are very excited to have you back with us. You're
Happy
awesome.
to be back for the season, playing some Wrath and Glory.
Gonna have so much wrath.
And glory.
So we're not going to introduce your characters yet. We got a little bit of a intro dialogue. So if you guys are all ready to delve into the world of Warhammer.
Ready as I'll ever
Who's
be.
taking notes?
Who's taking notes? I'm not the note taker. I think it's Nick. You're doing the recap, so be on your top guard here. We begin our journey deep in the Immaterium. Amongst the ever-changing and flowing waves of the warp, we see a single Imperial frigate, Jeller shields flaring and pulsing to expel the mnemonic denizens of the warp from entering the ship. Though warp travel is the fastest means of travel, it does come with a number of complications and difficulties. On the side of the ship, we see in beautiful gold lettering the ship's name, the Unwavering Faith. Inside the ship, we enter a large armory filled to the brim with weapons ranging from the mundane las gun to holy relic power swords. We see the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus scrambling to and fro, repairing armor, weapons, and chanting prayers to the Omnissiah. Though busy with activity, they avoid a single-robed figure sitting at a workbench with the head of an ancient thunderhammer of unknown origins. As he sits, he quietly whispers a prayer to the machine god to calm the machine spirit's restlessness in this mysterious hammer. Nick, who are you playing?
My character's name is Maximillion Grenado. In battle, he goes by another name, but we'll get there. You said
Toodles.
I'm chanting. Maximilian is chanting some kind of prayer over some machines. You said something about a thunderhammer. I mean, I don't have one of those, but
Yeah, you have a piece of one.
A piece of one, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm calm. I'm collected. I'm at peace. I am ready for whatever comes ahead, I guess.
Do we get any more introduction into who this gentleman is?
He is contemplating this piece of this artifact that he has. Again, this piece of this thunderhammer. Maximilian believes that Omniscient is how it's pronounced.
Yeah, Omnissiah.
I've been pronouncing it Omniscient. That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, the Yeah,
that makes more sense. Anyway, pondering whether whether it is truly the Omniscien's will that he should have that he should add this artifact to his strength. But he believes it is, and he already has an Omniscient axe, but he believes that he is destined for greater things.
So who is Maximillion? Like, describe
who
he is.
The actual,
what does he look like?
A little overweight,
kind of
5 o'clock shadow, thinning hair on the top.
Okay, stop
Very
describing.
nearsighted.
Spencer, he looks
extremely nearsighted.
Spencer, he looks nothing like me. Okay.
That's not true. Come on now, man. You need to have more pride in yourself, Nick.
No, it's okay. I'm not that nearsighted. I just wear glasses when I need to drive. Anyway, it's not that. I have more self-confidence than that. Maximillion Grenado. He is a human. His particular archetype, however, kind of, I don't know if archetype is like race, not race, but like occupation, kind of like in Corporea, right? Scutarius. So he is from one of the planets. I think, was it Mars that a lot of these people are in? A machine cult, basically.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Forge worlds. That's where the tech priests and the Scutari dwell. Mars is the main one. It's like the headquarters of the entire faith and also of all the industry of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Yeah,
so the Scutari, the machine cult is probably a good way to describe it. But yeah, they worship machines. They worship technology. They believe that divine power comes from technology, and so they've integrated. Most Scutari integrates technology into their themselves, making them a bit more hardy and durable. With their heavy augmentation. They tend to seek knowledge. And, however, this particular Scutarius, he seeks knowledge just like all others, but kind of more of the fighting kind. When in combat, he'll be a completely different person, and his nickname will come to light. So,
is this Maximillion a family man?
He's got women on every planet.
He's his own
robot women.
He's his own man.
I suppose he could build his own but it's cutting edge technology now, but in the future it's normal.
Anyway, but yeah, the Scutari are they're loyal to the emperor, emperor of mankind, basically. So, yeah.
Yes. All right, so there is Maximillion. Awesome. Descending down into the ship, we enter a small hablock. As we enter, we find the room is immaculate. A tidy desk, a perfectly made bed, and a glistening spear of wraith bone laying against the wall. In the center of the room, we see a black-robed and armored figure meditating. A midnight black helmet sits upright at the man's side. As the man meditates, various books, trinkets, and other objects begin to float around him. As he focuses his powers, a vision of plague, destruction, and carnage startles him awake, dropping the objects around him. Danny, want to introduce your character?
I would be delighted to introduce Tu'l Rien Nienor, the Eldar Warlock of Ulthwé. Yes. Tu'l Rien is going to be our sort of magic boy in this adventure, so far as I'm aware. In the 40k universe, magic is broken down into what's called basically it's called just psychic powers as we pull from the warp. So if you hear people refer to me as a psyker, it just means that I have the ability to access that twisted realm, a hellscape of demons and bat crap craziness. But he's here on a sort of I suppose you'll learn more, but the folks of the Ulthwé clan dwell very close to the Eye of Terror, kind of constantly looking over the workings of beings of chaos. And so they are very interested in the goings-ons of the galaxy, because what goes on in the Eye of Terror often is directly reflected into what's going on in the rest of the galaxy. So we're often diplomats of sorts with very powerful abilities to rip things apart with brains powers. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that you all know each other generally well. You've all worked together in the past. So,
All right.
So probably Tu'l Rien has, been on a few missions with you as kind of an ambassador, kind of as good faith between the Eldar and the Inquisitor that you work with. So yeah, do you want to explain kind of what you look like? I kind of did a little bit knowing your race before.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'll say this: the Eldar in Warhammer 40K are hugely inspired in name and in a lot of ways with their language by Tolkien's elves. So in terms of his physical appearance, he actually looks very similar to a sort of Elrond type humanoid. If you can picture Elrond.
Hugo Weaving.
Exactly. So really, and he is wearing basically all black. So rather, I would say picture Hugo Weaving from The Matrix.
The sexy version.
So you got a sexy suit.
Yeah. In essence, I'm wearing a runic armor that is, like you said, midnight black, which are the colors of my clan. As dark as the Eye of Terror, we too have become.
Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Awesome. Do you want to say anything more about Tu'l Rien or no?
More than anything else, I think it's just important to know that he is regularly corresponding with Maximillion's wife. I mean...
Again, which one?
Oh, is it the robot one? Or
the one that he likes the most.
That's terrible. All right, let's continue onwards before they fight. All right. Nick's face is so
We're gonna have a talk about what exactly is canon from our conversation show later.
I'm pretty sure that is.
Oh, if it isn't, if it isn't
All right.
Maximillion's wife, I'm writing someone's wife.
Oh, man. The Hablock fades, and we come to the firing range inside the Astra Militarum training facility. We see rows of green Imperial soldiers lining up along the firing line with las guns at the ready. The order is given and the firing commences. Red-hot lasers pierce their target. Many miss, hitting the thick steel of the firing range. Above the whine of the las guns, we hear the crack of a rifle and the clang as the shot rings true on target, a bullseye. The cracks continue as one by one the target is filled with holes. The range master smiles and nods in approval as we see a woman rise, holding a smoking rifle in hand. All right, Spencer, who is your character?
This season, I will be playing the character of Renee Whitaker. I wanted to keep the female voice in the podcast, so I took it upon myself to play a female this time. She is of the Adeptus Ministorum class, or category of characters. They're essentially super devout religious people devoted to the imperial cult. They're evangelists, and
so forth.
And so forth, and so on, and so forth. She is specifically a death cult assassin. She was trained from a very young age to essentially be a sharpshooter and hit any target that she's aiming for. She is a long-range specialist and a silent assassin who has participated in the killings of both heretical leaders as well as orc higher-ups.
There we go. So what does Renee look like? Describe your character appearance.
Oh man, if you can think of Charlize Theron in Mad Max Fury Road, or Furiosa,
Furiosa.
that's what she looks like. So she's got the shaved head. She's got usually the like the black paint or grease on like the top part of her head. Her armor, even though like it's powerful, it looks rather scarce in order just to allow her freedom of movement and to be able to stealth in and out of places without getting caught.
Awesome. So we got Maximillion, we got Tu'l Rien, and Renee. Those are our characters for the season. All right. Now that we're all introduced, let's dig into the story, into the meat. You feel a shudder as the ship leaves the warp. The rhythmic hum of the Jeller field dissipates, and a few seconds after leaving the warp, alarms begin to blaze. The ship takes a hard turn portside, throwing you all to the ground. Minutes pass after the evasive maneuver, and a small servo skull floats towards each of you. In its mouth is a small scroll. When it comes near, it unrolls into a small screen. The screen beams to life, and you see Farron Ordea, the Inquisitor's assistant. Inquisitor Eisen is requesting your presence of you and your team at the bridge. The matter seems extremely urgent, so please come as quickly as possible.
Will do.
Great, I'm on my way.
And I just look at her, kind of give her a quick eye, like sort of eye up, kind of eye down type of a deal. I won't say anything and I'll just follow.
Wow.
Awesome.
Stoic.
Indeed. I'm Hugo Weaving. You know what? His name isn't Tu'l Rien anymore. It's just Hugo Weaving.
And he corrects anyone who doesn't say his full name.
Exactly, yes.
Awesome. So you all meet on the central lift of the ship. You're heading up towards the bridge. Do you guys want to talk or discuss anything amongst yourselves as you rise up to the bridge level?
Maximillion is just continuing his deep breathing and incorporating the most important aspect of the machine cult, which is officially called Zenness.
You know, if you keep breathing like that, you're going to use up all the air in here. We won't have much left. Renee is also standing as far away from Hugo Weaving as she can. She is mildly to moderately racist. Mm. No, sorry, Danny. Don't. No personal attacks here. Just a statement of who Renee is.
I understand. In this 40K universe, racism is a regular part of things.
You would have thought that we would have solved this problem by then, but, well...
It just got worse in the future, sadly.
That and war, apparently.
But you know what?
Yeah,
it is all worse. Unisex bathrooms. So, like, we're...
You win some, you lose some.
Win some, lose some.
Awesome. All right. Wait, are you actually changing your name to Hugo?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure, so I'm not calling you Tu'l Rien, but you actually want to be Hugo Weaving.
Just call him Trent.
Get out of town, get out of town.
Ooh, that wasn't even funny. That crossed the line.
That's low. And I feel
hurt. Put him on timeout.
I expect written.
You deactivate him
I expect written apologies from Maximillion.
The elevator door opens. You are now on the bridge level. There is a slight long hallway until you get to the actual bridge. You walk down this long corridor to a set of large blast doors guarded by two heavily armed Imperial guardsmen who salute you and say, "Inquisitor Eisen's expecting you, sirs, and ma'am, and robot." And he touches the panel, types in the code, and the bridge opens up.
Please address me as Ms.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I mean, Ms.
And Renee walks in, sort of a little bit glaring at them.
He kind of... Let's do an intimidation check. We'll do the first roll of the season as an intimidation check from Renee.
I expect nothing less from a Warhammer 40k thing.
So do you want to explain how the rolling works in the game?
Yeah, okay.
Or do you want me to do it?
So the way that rolling works, or any contest in this game works, is instead of using a single die in order to try and figure out if you are successful or unsuccessful in your action, you actually use a pool of D6s. And you are trying to beat the difficulty level or the specific number of successes that you need. So the way that you get a success is rolling a 4 or a 5 or a 6, and a 6 counts as 2 successes. A 1, 2, and 3 count as failures. So you want to get as many successes as you can in order to pass.
There you go. All right, roll it up.
Oh, mamma mia.
That's the classic I did well face.
655.
Eesh. So I was going to make it a standard, so you needed 3 successes, and you definitely got it. You glare at him as you walk in, and he kind of shudders and lowers his helmet a little bit as he is sufficiently scared out of his mind.
It's more just to get him to respect me.
Oh, he definitely respects you now. He was a little unsure, but now you've proved that you are the alpha.
I walk in.
All right.
I succeeded.
Now that we have that done. As the blast doors open, you enter into the bridge, a massive dome-shaped structure, a hub of computers, holograms, charts, and displays. Bridge members run to and fro, and you can sense the excitement and nervousness of the command crew as you walk in. In the center of the bridge is an elevated dais where the command staff is located. You see Eisen talking to the ship's captain and security officer. As you walk up the dais, you notice a hologram display of the planet that you can see behind them through the display port of the ship. And as you walk up, basically, Eisen says, you're finally here. Please take a seat, and Captain Manifesto will bring you up to speed. And as he says this, he waves over to the man, and he says, as you all know, we recently exited the warp into what we thought was open space based off Imperial records. That was not the case, and we're extremely lucky we didn't exit later, as we would have crashed directly into this planet. After consulting the various ancient and sacred Imperial records through the Imperial Navy and also the Inquisition, we found no record of this planet. Once learning that this was an uncharted planet, we began running various scans. We found that this planet is filled with small various bands of orc, but devoid of any other higher life form except for one location. And you see Randall waves at the hologram displaying the planet, and it zooms closer and closer into the planet's surface until you see a small city built near the massive side of a cliff face. A lone Imperial base completely off the books and unknown to some of the highest levels of Imperial leadership. After further scanning, we found that this is no ordinary base, but an Adeptus Mechanicus base predated to before the Great Heresy.
Intriguing.
You don't say.
I assume this
say.
heresy has to deal with your emperor.
Well, the Horus heresy, I believe, is actually like it's a big thing, a big historical thing in the lore. Like how long ago was it? Was it like a long time ago? It's big. It's basically like a betrayal of like a good colleague or friend of the emperor.
One of his sons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horus.
Okay.
So the Emperor has various Primarchs or sons that he took with him on his campaigns to conquer the galaxy. And Horus, one of his, eldest and most prestigious sons, turned on him. He fell to chaos and started this division of the Empire, but was expelled and killed, basically. So this base is huge find. So Eisen says, in other words, it's a treasure trove of ancient technology. And the woman, the what did I call her? She was the head of security for the ship. Her name is Reza. She says, I've sent in advance scouting parties to begin exploring of the planet, and specifically the city, but we need a more specialized team to explore the main facility. And you see her kind of begin to swipe the hologram of the city a little bit more, and the city, and it zooms into a large set of blast doors surrounded by defensive walls, turrets, and smaller buildings. The blast doors are situated in the side of the cliff, standing menacingly over the city. She says, this is the entrance to some sort of underground facility, And based off the defenses and the firepower, it's protecting something extremely valuable or holding something extremely dangerous. So Eisen says, so with you being my personal team, I offered to send you down to the planet to infiltrate the facility and find out what's hidden in the space. Can I count on you?
I would like nothing more than to explore this facility.
You know, with the vision of like pestilence and plague that I just had in my vision, and with Brooks' track record of killing an entire continent, a world through waves of plague craziness, he will just kind of look at things in a meta way and be like, so long as Tyler doesn't screw me over. I mean...
I look over at Maximillion and I go, really? This is what you want more than anything else? To go explore this land. This is what you want. There's nothing more. At all.
Is that a problem, ma'am?
It's Ms. and I just find it quite odd. That's all I'm saying.
Well, my answer is yes. I would like nothing more.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. There is something I am looking for.
I'm guessing that it is going to be an equal combatant. Something very macho. You know, you want to have the perfect battle.
Besides, technology. The Omniscience has guided us here. The Omniscience has guided us here to discover it at this time.
I really think that it was just their poor planning that brought us here, but Omniscient and Omniscient and all that, it could be.
You know how good the Imperial officers are in their planning. Yeah, you call this poor planning.
You hear the alarms begin to blaze as you guys are just arguing about
I do not question the
stuff.
Emperor. I question the planning of this crew. There is a little bit of a grey area between the two.
It is unusual, therefore, I believe the Omniscient had a say in it. There's something going on here, I'm sure.
No. Let me finish
these
with
alarms.
it.
I believe these alarms.
I'm done.
What in the Emperor's name is this?
Hey, watch your tongue. You do not invoke
That's
his
what Captain
name.
Randall says as he looks over to one of the crewmen. And he says, "Orcs, Lord Captain! A lot of them!" And as you look through the display port, you see about 10 crudely made void ships making their way towards your ship.
Where the hell is the Red Leader? Why isn't he checking in?
The orc ships are made of mismatched pieces of metal crudely welded together and painted bright red and yellow. Giant figureheads adorn the front of the ship, shaped like orc skulls with massive lower teeth. Just looking at them makes you wonder how in the Emperor's name they're even space-worthy.
I was going to ask that.
So this is kind of a funny thing. So the orcs believe that if they paint their ships and vehicles red, it makes them go faster. So they paint their vehicles red that color because it makes them faster, and because they believe it, it happens.
What about the yellow?
The yellow is very rich and very fancy.
Oh.
So whoever's flying that one's very rich. So as the orcs approach, they fire a massive salvo or torpedoes, smashing against the void shields of the Unwavering Faith. Randall looks back to his crew member. "Damage report!" And the crew says, "None, sir. Why would they waste their torpedo? Wait a second. Boarding crafts! Danger close!" And then Randall goes, Damn, they use the torpedoes as a screen for their transports. Clever beasts. All guardsmen to your post. Repel boarders." And you see the alarms blaring. There's messages going on the intercom to get the different groups and squads through their various repelling actions. Eisen looks at you and says, "I requisitioned a Valkyrie gunship with a Chimera troop transport for you. It is in the hangar bay. It's just waiting for you. Assist the guard whenever you can, but get to that ship, get down to the facility, and find out what's in there.
Farewell, Eisen.
Now
Might
go,
we see
quick.
each other again?
Let's go.
And he responds as well in your native tongue.
Hot. Let's go. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
he knows the Eldar language. That's so awesome. As you rush back to the elevator and descend down to the docking bay level, you hear the various alerts of breaches and boarding crafts hitting the ship. The doors open to a corridor filled with 2 massive orcs finishing off a squad of Imperial guardsmen. Laser burns cover their green hide, and they snarl as you walk closer. Hey, let's get these lots. They got some shiny goods. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
And these 2 massive orcs pull out these nasty-looking axes.
Oh boy.
And they charge at you. So
Let's do it.
we're going to start some
man.
combat up. Awesome. So in Wrath and Glory, initiative is pretty different than most other RPG games that we've played. It's the fact that the players always go first. They can pick whoever they want. And then it alternates between them and the enemies. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Why not?
Who wants to go first? All right. Tu'l Rien
Sounds good.
steps
Yeah.
forward.
I'm actually not really going to be stepping forward so much as I am still very much keeping my distance. But Tu'l Rien will sort of raise his hands up in front of him, and then he'll kind of go a little like Professor X, touching one hand to his temple. And he is going to use a psyker ability called Smite.
Nice.
Which is going to target this, let's say the orc on the left. We'll call him orc number
Awesome.
1. I don't know if you've named them or whatever. I'm just going to call him orc number 1. Targeting him.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
So these are 2 orc knobs.
2 orc knobs.
So they are fairly larger than other
You're
Nords.
telling me.
Okay, so
Hey, look at him. He's touching his forehead. He's got a headache.
alrighty. So I got 9. So I got 9 successes.
Awesome.
2 of which were 6s.
Oh, that's great.
So in terms of what was the target defense that I was aiming to hit?
3.
3. Nice. So I'm going to push 6 of the successes.
You can only push the 6s.
I can only push the 6s,
Correct.
so I'll push the
2.
6s. Oh, you know what? I have to have 3 6s, I think, in order to do that bit. But I am going to roll to see how many mortal wounds I inflict just outright.
Oh, perfect.
And I inflict 3 mortal wounds.
Okay, so that was on the one on the right, correct?
Left.
Why
On
don't
the
you
left.
explain pushing and that sort of stuff too?
So let's finish
Yes.
this up. So you shoot a bolt of chaotic psychic energy and it flies and hits the left knob right in the chest, and he staggers back a little bit as he gets blasted with this warp energy, and he's like, "Oh, that really hurt! Ow!"
As it should, you mongrel.
So basically,
So I don't know, so I was just going to say, so the idea with these dice rolls, there are certain effects that we can get beyond the scope of the regular roll if we push the successes that we get. 6s are special in that they can count as either 2 successes, or they can be used to push for like an additional effect. So with my psyker abilities, if I'm able to push like a number of my successes, if I'm understanding it correctly, I'll have to reread it just to make sure. Then I can get altered abilities. Like, for example, with my smite, if I had, if I believe it works this way, if I had another 6, I would have been able to deal 1 additional wound for free.
yeah. So basically, any 6s that you have over the difficulty number, like any extra 6s, you can push them to do more damage, to do something faster, to do all those kind of things. So it varies depending on the situation. So, and then mortal wounds, there's no way to soak them. They just directly hit points. So he took a nice solid chunk out of his health. So that was great. The knob that you just fried, he's going to get real pissed and he's going to say, "Time to get stuck in." And he's going to charge at you, Maximillion, because you are probably up in the front. And he is going to attack with his big chopper. Okay, you ready for this?
Of course I am.
What's your defense?
My defense is 3.
Wow, he rolled so badly. Now I'm going to roll for his wrath die. He did not fail.
I think it's worth noting here specifically that even though a defense of 3 sounds really low in any other game, the fact that they have to roll X amount of successes, or at least 3 successes to hit, if they have a low dice pool, it makes it difficult to hit somebody.
So he rolled only 2 6s, so he had 4 successes, which passes your armor, your defense, I mean. And he is going to do some damage. Here we go. Got 2 extra damage dice. So he does a total of 13 damage, AP -1. So AP basically negates your resilience. So all the characters have a resilience, which is their toughness and their armor. And if you have AP on your weapon, it reduces that so you can get more damage through. So 13 -1.
Okay, so my resilience is 8, which -1 reduced to 7 for this attack. 13 -7 is 6. So I have 7 wounds that I can take before I'm knocked out, and so 6 is not that great. So I'd like to spend some of my shock to try to soak some of that up.
Awesome.
Explain.
Explain.
Yeah, of course. There is a difference between shock and wounds.
What is it? What's the difference?
Tell us, Maximillion, tell us.
Will you please tell us?
So wounds is your actual, like, basically your health or hit points or whatever. Kind of like in Corporea, there's a certain number of wounds that you can sustain. Your shock is, you can use some of that shock to kind of use it as a buffer, almost like, kind of like temporary hit points is what we've been comparing it to. But then there's another stat called Soak. I can spend 1 point of shock to try to use my Soak to negate the rest of the damage. Since my Soak value is 4, I get to roll 4 d6s. The number of successes I get is how many points off of the 6 damage I can just get rid of.
Perfect.
And I rolled a 1, 6, 2, and 4. So 2 successes. So that's 2 away from the 6, which leaves 4 remaining.
Wait, 1, 6, 2, and a 4?
Yeah.
So you have 3, actually.
So you have 3. You have 3 successes.
Oh, a 4 is a success. Never mind.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. So the 6 damage that I have to deal with, half of that has been gotten rid of. And I kind of have to let the remaining 3 be dealt to my wounds.
Yes, exactly. So you're going to limit your shock value by the amount you absorbed, and then the wounds, the excess goes to wounds. Perfect. Awesome. So he comes up with this big meat cleaver of an axe and just slices across your machine cuirass, basically the front of your body, and you see it scrape a big divot basically through your armor plating and bionics, basically. Awesome. Who wants to go next for you guys?
Seems like Nick would probably go next since he is actually engaged. Well. Not to be betrothed. No.
Very true. Very true.
Anyway, also for future reference, I keep forgetting, but now I've written a note to myself for this. As a Skitari, I actually get to add... my Soak is actually slightly higher. I get to add my rank, half of my rank to it. So my Soak is actually 5, not 4, but I'm not going to... I'm not
go
gonna,
ahead
like,
if you want to roll. If you want to roll one more and see if you can soak one more, go for it.
No, it was a 1. Never mind.
Okay.
Anyway, so
he would have accepted it if it was a 5.
Maximillion Grenado. So he's been very calm and very just like in the present moment. Zenness and all that. And yes, I am being a bit facetious with the word zenness, or a bit sarcastic, whatever. But anyway, now he just kind of looks at this big choppa that the orc has and scoffs and says, "That is nothing. For what I have is an axe blessed by the Omnissiah." So he takes his Omnissiah axe.
Who dat?
And
I'm going to take that axe from you.
who that? You'll find out. In fact, you will feel it. And this is where, so I'm going to attack with, this is with weapon skill, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So my total weapon skill is 9. So I get to
Solid.
roll 9d6. 8. I got 8 successes.
Woo!
Also, like the last, one of the dice we roll is like the wrath dice, correct?
Correct. So one of them needs to be a wrath die.
Yeah.
If it's a 1,
I got it.
Something happens that's negative. If it's 6, then you get the 2+ on your success, and you do critical damage or whatever.
Well, the wrath dice happens to be a 6.
Ooh,
Impressive.
buddy. All right, here we go. We're going to roll on that critical hit table.
All right. So the damage of this Omnissiah axe is strength +5 +2 extra, 3 extra damage dice for me. So that's 10 plus 3d6. So when I roll these extra damage dice, I'm also looking for just successes, right? I'm not adding the values themselves.
Yeah, so you're...
No, just successes.
Cool. I got 2 additional successes, so I'm going to deal 12 damage.
So 12 damage. Awesome. And then let me...
Oh, armor piercing -2.
Okay, perfect. That's very good to know. Okay, I just have to pull up the critical hit table. Awesome. Okay, Nick, roll 2 d6s for me, and then tell me what the result is.
I got a 5 and a 6.
So 56.
Yeah.
Bone-shattering impact.
Oof.
A crippling blow smashes the foe's body, reducing arms, legs, and ribs to fractured splinters. Crimson stains the weapon and the ground below, along with bits of bone tore free by the attack. The target suffers 1d3 wounds and is restrained. Severity is +1 wound. So basically, you do 1d3 additional wounds on top of
Nice.
that. And is restrained. Amazing hit with your axe. You hit him right in his rib cages, and you just hear this crunch as your axe strikes true on target. So what is the... you want to roll that 1d3 for me and then add that to the damage?
Also, for flavor, I said that Maximillion Grenado was a kind of a different person in combat. This is where his normally rather stoic and collected expression turns into just battle rage. And he replies to this orc, "Now you have felt decimation." So he is Maximillion Decimation Grenado. I rolled a 1 of the D3.
Okay, perfect. So what is the total damage for me?
So 12 plus that 1, that'd be 13.
So 13 damage. AP is 2?
AP -2, yeah.
18
Armor
minus
piercing -2.
Okay. Then 12 damage, correct?
Well, 13.
13. So you take a big chunk out of him. He howls in pain as the axe rips free from his body, basically. Oh,
And
I'm going to take that
and I have
axe.
the restrained condition for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. What is that?
So it is written, it says, restrained. A character that is restrained is bound by some form of hindering attack, such as an Eldari web spinner, barbed strangler, or a good old-fashioned net. A restrained character must forfeit their next move action, meaning they have no move action to sacrifice for any other combat action, such as aim, and may not sprint or run. A restrained character's defense, this is the big kicker, is also reduced by 2.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's very good. That's going to help you a lot.
We have
Awesome.
to get 1 success to hit him.
You literally have to just get 1. That's amazing. The other one is going to be, he pulls out this nasty looking pistol, basically, that you don't know how it works. And he's going to aim it at Tu'l Rien, and he's going to take some shots at you.
No, I
Yes.
dislike that.
Yes, he's going to do it. What's your
Don't
defense?
do it.
My defense, like them, is 3.
3. Awesome. So he got 4. So he hits
Okay.
you. He's going to do a little bit of damage. So let's see how much.
Don't do it. Stop.
12 damage to you.
Oh no. Okay.
So let's see. So my resilience is 9. So that would leave it with 4?
3 left over.
3. Math.
I know, sorry.
3 left over. No, you're good. So yeah, let's try to soak it. I'll spend a shock, and we'll try to totally negate that damage. I'll take one wound.
Awesome. So you take 1 wound. You see him kind of turning his pistol sideways, saying, "I'm gonna get ya!" And he's boom, 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 and he shoots, and you are just very gracefully able to avoid most of the shots, but a few kind of slice through your arm, the side of your arm.
Ouch!
Things like that.
That's not very kind of you.
Awesome. Last one is Miss Renee.
Ms. Renee is gonna kneel down, pull out her rifle that's strapped to her back. So it's kind of the way that it works is it just flips over her shoulder, so she's got it, and she's aiming for the one that shot Tu'l Rien, because it looks like the other one has just been decimated.
Yep, decimated.
So, she pulls the trigger and shoots with her Astartes sniper with crack and bolt rounds. So those are 2 armor piercing. I'm using the aim action, and what the aim action allows me to do is an aim action allows a player to sacrifice their move for the turn to focus their aiming of a weapon and lining up a shot. A character that aims gets a +1 damage to their range attack this turn, or they could ignore the penalty for firing into melee. Because I have the sniper ability with the sniper rifle that I have, and also the markswoman characteristic, or
A talent.
I think that was a talent that I selected. There is actually no penalty for firing into melee, so even if they were engaged in melee, it doesn't matter. And then the sniper allows me +2 on top of my damage instead of just +1. And then I also, if I hit, I also get an extra damage dice equal to my rating, which is 1. And I do not.
So those are all to hit, by the way. So you get
there's
one.
A penalty,
you get these addition to hit, but it could potentially do more damage.
I thought the +1d is damage, or +2d is damage.
I think it's dice.
Up. I thought
because the ED is extra damage.
Oh, okay.
So the 1 plus is D is to attack.
Okay.
I thought ED was extra dice.
I thought that way too.
Oh dear.
Extra dice damage.
Extra damage.
I thought ED was erectile dysfunction, but we're thinking on totally different wavelengths.
I think Danny's right here.
I mean, technically, yes. Contextually, no, not at all.
Also, with the marksman, if there's a penalty for firing this shot, I reduce it by 1.
Cool. Awesome. It's a normal shot. He is just standing in the middle of a hallway, so his defense is 3, so go for it.
We'll do 11, and then my wrath. So, ooh, mama. Oh!
So one of your dice is going to be the wrath dice, so you don't add a extra
Actually,
one.
with the +2, I shouldn't I? Because we decided that D was dice.
Perfect. Cool, perfect. Go for it.
So 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5, 4.
Oh my
5,
gosh.
and on my wrath, a 4. So how many is that?
That is a lot of successes.
4. And then 3 6s is 10, plus 1 more is 11, and then my wrath is a 4, so I don't know if that counts.
That's a success,
Okay,
yes.
so that's 12 successes, I guess, technically.
Oh my gosh. So you definitely hit him. You definitely
I'm going to push all 3 of my 6s because I think I can do that. I'll push all 3 of those 6s into the just extra damage for the criticals.
Yes, go for it.
So how many extra damage die do I roll for those?
So when you shift exalted icons as part of an attack and shifted dice become extra dice are rolled as part of determining damage. So since you push 3, you get 3 additional damage dice.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Oh, that sucked.
Oh, you better kill him or he's going to come chop you, boy.
So I got 6 in one of the extra damage die, and then a 10 is my base. So that's 16, and then armor piercing of 2.
Nice. Of 2. Awesome. All right. Let me look at his armor. Okay. So you deal 6 wounds. He is going to attempt to not soak because he's not going to do that because he can't. And you're shooting the one that...
Shot Tu'l Rien.
Shot Tu'l Rien. Describe what happens as you shoot him.
So what I do is I see where the beam comes out of his laser gun, and I shoot down the barrel of the gun. And because it's a crack and bolt round, it just pierces through the butt of the gun, and it just keeps going, and it goes straight through his fat nose and blows out the back of his head.
Just... Yeah, that's gnarly. Awesome. You see him crumple to the ground, and his friend is like, "Gorg, what happened to you, Gorg?"
You know, it's great that you're able to play all these mind games, Tu'l Rien. They're really effective.
You know, I've been told that since I was a child.
I don't really have anything to say to that. You were
I was
a child
bully.
at one
I was a
point,
bully.
I suppose, but that isn't much of a comeback.
I like to play mind games with people. It's quite enjoyable. We're now at the top of the initiative, or is it the dude's turn?
Yep. Nope, it's back to the top, so whoever wants to go first.
Continuing off of this conversation, I'm going to say, now, Renee, speaking of mind games, I think we need to make our way to this evacuation shuttle, whatever it is, swiftly. From the top of my head, kind of drawing my fingers down and out, shadows begin to coalesce around me and my allies that are within 5 meters as I use my psychic disciplines, conceal.
Nice.
And let's roll to see how that goes. My target number that I have to get is 5. I have to get 5 successes. I'm getting 9 dice to roll.
Okay.
It's very good. It's very good.
I like it.
So that's going to be, there's 3 6s, 3 4s, and 2 5s. So I get the 5s. So I get 5 successes to cover it, and with 3, let's see if that will be enough to do potency. It will be enough to increase the potency. So this is going to be really sweet. So these the sort of the shadowy mantles will sort of spread like over my allies, almost as if they were veils of sorts, and they will increase my allies' defense with the addition of the potency by 2, and will give us all +2 to our stealth rolls. Like +2 dice to our stealth rolls. So my hope is to sustain this power and get us to the ships as quickly as possible without encountering lots of frickin' orcs.
Yeah, seriously though. Awesome. That's a really good move. You see these veils go over and the orcs are like, "Oh, where'd you go?"
Let me just add 2 dice to my already 12 stealth. We'll see how that goes.
Renee rolled all of 1s. How did this happen? Statistically, that's an anomaly.
There.
Statistically, that's an anomaly. Statistically,
that's like an impossibility, quite frankly.
Yes. Awesome. So the orc that has just got decimated by decimation, he's going to reach down and try to attempt to pull the axe out, and we'll see if he's successful or not. So he gets 6 dice for his toughness to see if he can negate the restraining. He passes very easily. He is now going to take a swing with his chopper, and he says to Maximillion, "I'm going to put your head on one of these pikes back on my backpack."
That's if you can find it, you mongrel.
That's true. Let's see if he can. He has a pretty good weapon skill, so we'll see if he can do it. He rolled the shapoopy.
Success.
and he got a 1 on his wrath die,
Nice.
so that's also good. So what is your defense now? Danny's boost or Tu'l Rien's boost? It's a 5.
Well, my defense was 3.
So now it is 5.
So he swings his choppa at you, but the shadowy mantle over you kind of pounces out at him and completely blinds him, and he swipes out and completely overswings and is completely open for an attack for Maximillion, basically.
Don't say I never did nothing for you.
So I'm going to say his defense is even, we'll just say you can do a lot more damage right now. So whoever wants to go next.
I might as well go, I suppose. Well, to swing, I got, let's see. Oh, dang it. Well,
have
1,
to get a
2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 successes, but my wrath dice is 1.
Ooh, yeah.
baby.
Yes. All right. Your attack hits still, so you just do that for me.
Okay. Ooh. For these extra damage, these extra dice things, a 6 also counts as 2 successes, correct?
Yes.
12 damage again. Armor piercing -2.
So 12 damage minus a 2. I'm gonna say since he is wide open, I'm gonna let you roll 2 more damage dice just for the heck of
All
it.
right then.
Because he overswinged because he failed his complication. So
1 additional success, so 13.
awesome. So 13 damage minus a doish. So you take another big chunk out of him. He is barely standing as the axe slices through one of his thighs. And now it is up to Miss Renee. Can Miss Renee... Oh, first let's roll and see what we're going to get for your complication, Nick. Because there's a nice little table for that.
Of course.
As you slice through his thigh, his orc fluid, like blood, splurts out and covers your sensors, basically. And you become blinded for 1 round.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, so you have to get your little, eye swipe, little window shield wipers on your helmet to clean that off for 1 round.
And you know what's really gross is that the orcs, what they reproduce through their blood, which contains little orc spores. So you have little orc babies on your ocular sensors, Decimation. Just letting you know. Get those cleaned. Get those cleaned.
Who's next? Who's next?
No, could we keep going with this? I'm really interested.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
So the orcs are...
It's pretty
the
fascinating.
The orcs are able to basically, invade planets by just going in and being wiped out themselves. That's one of their tactics, is just being destroyed. Because they'll just regrow in even more vast numbers. Wicked gross.
And their spores are also their food.
Yep.
So they eat themselves to make themselves stronger.
So they have been called space fungus, like they are a fungus. Orcs are fungus.
Yes.
Orc equal fungi.
I had no idea.
Orc fungi.
In the time that we were discussing, or you guys were discussing everything else, I looked up ED, and that does mean erectile dysfunction. Mm-hmm. Danny was right. No, it actually means extra damage.
Extra damage.
Roll erectile
So
dysfunction.
it does outright mean extra damage, ED.
Mm-hmm.
Not for some men, though. Hey,
But the thing is if you get enough 6s, it does increase the damage anyways. So that's also a good thing. All right, Renee, you're up. You're taking your shot.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I guess I will. Renee will just point the old weapon at it and take a nasty rip with it. But I'm not going to use Kraken bolts just because I feel like that's overkill. And I'm going to not aim. I'm just going to move with Danny or with Tu'l Rien in this darkness. That's still plenty. 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4. So yeah, I think I hit.
jeez, on a hot streak, Renee.
Jeez, seriously. Well, you have enough dice in your
That's
skill
the thing.
to make it
I'm
worth
a guaranteed hit. I'm not guaranteed damage though.
Dude, I'm going to get you in some melee combat, and then it's going to be bad news bears for you.
I can shoot with my skills.
That's my job.
I can
that's
shoot
my
with
job.
my skills in
Melee
melee, and it's no penalty. So
It's true.
it's going to be
Joke's on
fascinating.
you,
It's
Tyler.
going to be
I don't know
fascinating
about
seeing
that.
somebody employ a sniper
the
rifle
only
fighting
weapon
someone.
that can shoot in melee is a pistol.
Not when you have the skills, but it's going to be
I'll have to
fascinating
read
to
that.
see Renee fighting somebody off with an axe using a sniper rifle. It's going to be freaking 007 from the N64.
I mean, if anybody's been watching The Mandalorian, I mean, like he
True,
just kind of
actually,
uses
yeah.
his rifle to bat stuff away, and that boo boo boo. That's the noises they
You're right.
use.
Wow, that sounded like I was watching The Mandalorian.
Thanks.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Tanks.
So
All right, what are you doing damage-wise?
So
Come on, let's get this
it's
going.
10 plus. So what was the difficulty number that I needed to get? Because I had 3 6s in there.
Just a 1.
Okay, so I'm gonna push all 3 6s into. Actually, can't I use? No, I don't think I can. I was gonna ask if I could push any of the 6s into wrath points.
No, I think you can put them into glory. You can put it into the glory pool. So the max glory pool for you guys is 6. So you can, every wrath die, rolling a 6 on your wrath die gives you glory, basically. And glory can be used to increase the pool size, increase damage by 1 point, or you can seize the initiative in combat.
But glory doesn't roll over, does it?
From session to session?
Glory does not.
Glory doesn't. I think wrath does.
Wrath resets every game. You always get like the 2 points. So maybe the glory pool is the one that stays.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, I'll have to look that up later.
That's fun to listen to.
Reading is cool.
Anyway, so I think I'll just use everything to do extra damage. So that's 10 plus 4 extra damage die. So 14 is what I'm doing.
There we go.
And I'm
Nice.
just kind of like
Nice.
casually walking by, spinning, as you do a sniper rifle. You just spin it on your finger and you just...
And as you do that, you shoot, and the orc gets hit in his toodles, and then the center of his chest, and then right in the face, and he falls over and dies.
Nice.
There you go. You guys have done your first combat.
We did so good.
You guys did so good. Do you guys want to check out their wares, or do you want to just keep going?
Of the orcs, it's a bunch of filthy painted.
Yeah,
nonsense.
like,
Let's
I
just keep
think-
going.
Yeah, these, we might have our racial prejudices here in the 40K millennia, but I think one thing we can all agree on is orcs are filth. Let's move.
Okay.
Orcs suck. Let's go.
Awesome. After defeating the orcs, the party continues rushing to the docking bay. After running for a few minutes, a message comes over the intercom. This is Inquisitor Eisen. The bridge has been taken, and Captain Manifesto has fallen. The ship has taken extensive damage, so I'm issuing an abandoned ship order effective immediately. All hands make for the escape pods and docking bay for evac. I repeat, abandoned ship. As you guys hear this, you hear a buzz in your Vox communicators. So basically your communication in your ear, whatever it is,
Okay.
and you hear Eisen, and he says, I'm sure you heard my alarm. Continue making your way to the docking bay. I'm setting the ship for a crash landing as close to the city as I can, then evacing. Once on planet, I'll set up about gathering survivors, building a base of operations for you to return to, and get you all situated. You know your mission. And team, may the Emperor protect. And he cuts it off.
All right.
If anyone thinks that they're riding with us, they have another thing coming. This is exclusively for 3. It should be for 2, but we have to keep the Eldar with us.
It's actually a fairly big ship. If you want, I'm
Made
going to
for
send you a
three.
message. Made for three. I'll send you a picture, actually, because I have one just prepared. So if you guys are curious. So here is the ship that you guys are taking. And
Oh,
then
fun.
this
It's a
is
biplane.
And then this is the vehicle that's attached underneath it, basically a little tiny transport tank for you guys.
Nice.
I see.
So awesome. So you guys continue to the bridge. You open the blast door, not the bridge. You open the blast door to the docking bay, and as it opens, you are faced down by multiple barrels of las guns.
Stand down! Stand down!
Sorry, who's
As you look, you see
who's wielding the blast?
you see various Imperial soldiers. They are guarding the entrances to the docking bay, letting survivors come through, but also stopping the green tide of orcs kind of rushing in, trying to take the ships and the docking bay. And they...
We are here on...
yeah, go ahead.
We are here on orders of Inquisitor Eisen.
Oh, right away, sir. Get through quick, get to your ship, and get out of here. We're going to hold them off until you guys are all safe.
Much obliged.
And he gives you the symbol of the Aquila with like the double eagle like this.
Okay.
And you guys rush in. The docking bay is a scene of utter chaos. The civilians run to shuttles. Guardsmen fire to choke points to hold back the green tide of orcs. Ships fly off into space and quickly erupt into flames as orc fighters tear them to pieces. Let's have you guys roll a perception check. Is there a perception? Awareness.
Awareness.
To see if you can find your ship in this mass chaos.
If people are trying to go to our ship, Renee is like pushing them out of her way and telling them that they do not belong.
I got 3 successes.
I got 5 successes.
Okay. What'd Renee get?
3 successes.
All right. So I made this a challenging task, which was a 5. Tu'l Rien, you look off into the distance and you see a woman flagging you down. Basically, she has like her Imperial pilot gear on, and you see the ship already loaded up with equipment and your transport, basically. And she's kind of keeping people away, but also flagging you down.
There. I believe I see it. This pilot woman is flagging us down. Let us be off!
All right, let us go.
And so you guys sprint over to the ship.
Running,
you
Naruto
see
running.
The orcs are just beginning to break through the lines of Imperial soldiers. You see orcs gunning down troops and civilians. And as you get up to the ship, the woman salutes you and says, "I'm Alara Keen. I've been expecting you all. Get on board right now and we'll shove off."
Your sacrifice is not in vain. And Renee starts like pushing her out into the docking bay.
A wise
and she's
sacrifice
like,
your life for
she's
us.
like, I'm your pilot.
I can pilot the ship. I
need
don't
a co-pilot
need you.
though. Jump into the co-pilot harness. Let's go. Come on, we don't have time for this.
All right, this is your captain speaking, Renee Whitaker. Thank you so much for flying with us. We are doing our best to save your asses.
And you just see Alara is just shaking her head as she like puts on her flight helmet, starts up the engines. She asks you to help her with starting them too on your side. You help her out. Actually, let's do a piloting check to see if you're able to do the right switches and everything.
Yeah, how good are you
Let's
really?
see.
While she's flipping all these switches, I'm looking for the complimentary peanuts to start handing out to the crew.
They're on the left. Up in the
I always
storage
forget.
cubby.
They're called Omnissiah Crunch. You just see this like this tech priest like this and on the packaging.
Just give it
he
a
has
big
his
ol'
thumb
thumbs
up in
up.
front of him.
Big ol' smile
That's so awful. No. Commercialization
of the Omnissiah.
You tell me how good this is. 4455566.
Oh my gosh, that's very good. You easily flip on the switches, you grab onto the co-pilot stick very easily, and Alara is very impressed. And she's like, she goes onto the intercom to the back, she's like, "Hold on!" And the ship rumbles to life, engines flaring. You feel that familiar pull on your stomach as the ship lifts off and jets towards the exit of the dock. As you enter open space, things are quiet until a massive explosion engulfs your view.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say too quiet.
It's quiet.
And that's
Too quiet.
where we're going to end the episode.
Nice.
All right.
Hey, this is Daniel here, the podcasting dad you never asked for with a little unsolicited advice. Did you know that the show you just listened to isn't alone in this world? No, it's not. It's part of the Necropodicon podcasting network. And if you head on over to necropodicon.com, you may just find the answers to all your deepest questions about life, love, and happiness. So go ahead and do that. Oh, and be sure to make your bed and drink lots of water.
Dun, da, 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 da.